during a recent far-right conference in Washington, D.C. The conference was the National Conservatism Conference, which is also called NatCon. A former member of the Trump administration, a former high-ranking official by the name of Tom Homan, who was the Director of Immigrations and Customs Enforcement in Trump's Department of Homeland Security. So he ran ICE, he gets up on stage, and he tells this far-right audience that don't you worry, when Donald Trump gets back in office, things are gonna happen. He said, wait until 2025. So what is the horrible thing that he is promising he is going to do? Well, let's listen to him, or listen to his words here. He says, Trump comes back in January, all beyond his heels coming back, and I will run the biggest deportation force this country has ever seen. They ain't seen yet. Wait until 2025. He says, the largest, fastest, biggest mass deportation this country has ever seen. Even though reports out this past week actually showed us that deportations in the United States are higher today than they were when Mr. Homan was running ICE. So the Biden administration is actually doing the job that you said you were gonna do, that you're saying you're gonna do in the future. Biden's actually doing it. And I got to tell you, it's really not that great of a thing. But if you were to do what you're pledging to do, not only would that be a massive humanitarian problem for the people you want to ship back to countries where they could easily get killed. I mean, the human aspect of it is horrific. But what's also horrible is the fact that your plan for these massive, immediate deportations starting on day one, your plan would decimate the United States economy. In fact, there was actually a report that came out either late last month or earlier this month that explained that the Trump immigration plan would absolutely send this economy immediately into a downward spiral. Here's what it says. Deporting millions of immigrants in a short number of years would likely be a major blow to the economy and result in significant price hikes for Americans. It's likely that production falls and labor costs go up in the event of mass deportations. For example, if farmers could not find enough workers to pick all their crops, there would be a smaller supply of produce, and it would get more expensive. Businesses would be forced to offer higher wages to attract or retain workers, passing on some of their higher costs to consumers. Some of their higher costs, they'd pass along more of it than what they experience. So we would immediately be sent into a rapid inflation economy, kind of like what we saw with COVID prices, just immediately up, 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 up. And that's what we'd be dealing with. And here's the thing, you know, the authors of that study kind of speak in terms of like, oh, we think this could happen. You don't have to think this could happen. We actually have real-world examples of it happening. We have real-world examples of that happening in the last year, just here in Florida, right? When Ron DeSantis did his big immigration crackdown, you'll get the hell out of here. What happened? Construction projects across the country ground to a halt. Workers that had been on job sites for months suddenly immediately stopped showing up. There's still construction projects that have not had a worker on them since that happened many years ago. Not many, I mean, maybe 8, 9 years ago in Georgia. They passed a massive crackdown on immigration, including on just migrant workers. Like, we don't want you get out to here. What happened was that Georgia's economy that year, the farming economy, was devastated. Crops were rotting in the fields because they literally could not find people to go out there and pick them. So the people of Georgia got screwed. The farmers got screwed. We have seen this happen in other states as well. So we know what happens when you tell these people who are vital to the US economy that you have to get the hell out of here. We get screwed. We need them, and they need us. It's actually a pretty good relationship.